TikTok's most infamous inmate hopper has bopped her way to my page. She did an interview with Camilla.
Up YouTube, we are back with another podcast with the one, the only controversial queen on the internet right now. People love her, people fuck Ash Trevino and her beautiful children are here today. Are you excited to be here?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you guys nervous? Yeah. I would be too, to be honest. Okay, so I want this to be like free-flowing. I want to give you opportunity to talk. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your family. Give me the rundown. How did you get into TikTok and how did you start social media? Give me the backstory. Who is Ash Trevino?
So I first started actually my TikTok back in 2019. Nobody ever
pre-COVID.
Yeah, they don't know that. But I was actually a prison wife. So yeah, that's why they call me the inmate hopper.
You like them felons?
Yeah, I mean, I've been with them up until this year. So yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't think about going on Hinge, Tinder?
So now, actually, I do have a guy that I talk to that is free.
Oh, period.
And yes,
we love a little freaking.
Yes, and I met him on TikTok.
I think they have something to say. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, come be honest, like, girl, you be causing the mother. I literally was on live and the whole thing, like me finding out about you, I kind of heard like Ash Trevino. I'm like, okay, but I was on a different side of TikTok. And so this all started happening when I was watching, I don't know if you know 2K. King Stan.
I've heard of him.
So 2K, I watched him when he was a barber, and then it kind of trickled down to Brianna, and then I was like, oh, Brianna's hanging out with Ash, like what's going on? And then it like was a whole train fucking wreck of, loophole. Yeah. Like I fell down a black hole, right? Like it was like, holy cannoli. For me, I feel like maybe when you're on live, right? You're basically talking to yourself, if we're being honest. Like, so I want to give you an opportunity to have like a conversation. How are you dealing with all of this controversy? Like, what goes through your head when people are like, oh, she's a bad mother? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what happens?
I feel like this interview is completely inappropriate. It took place at the Bop House. And if you all don't know what the Bop House is, it is a house where OF models create adult content. And I believe the women there are between the ages of 21 and 26. She's going to be having an adult conversation with the mother. And I don't think that the children should be involved in it, period. Like, how dare you take your kids to a whorehouse and then be like, oh. And Camilla did not reach out to Ash. She actually reached out to Haley, who's a huge fan of Camilla and has aspirations of being a part of the Bop House. So it's a lot going on in this interview.
So like I try to tell everybody, but of course, I'm always going to be the villain in their book. Right. They've already got this persona that they have of me, and that's just who I am to them. So honestly, I've raised my kids since they were born, never left their side. Till this day, still have not left their side.
But people would say that they're with their grandparents majority of the time.
Well, the little one does live with me, but recently she went back for a bit. But my parents helped me raise them after me and their dad split up. So, of course, whenever you're kind of raised by your mom and your grandparents, you kind of fall into like a grandparent's baby, so right. to speak. And so, I've never been the one to be like, no, you can't go to their house, if that's where they feel more comfortable at, then why not, but I still legally have custody of my kids. I've never lost custody of them.
So you do have full custody of your children?
Yeah, I have full custody of them. Yeah.
Okay. And why do you think they would feel more comfortable at their grandparents' house? Like, what is it that isn't happening in your house that makes them uncomfortable?
So to be honest,
right.
My oldest one, which is Haley? Yes, which is Haley. Okay. When I get onto her, right, she runs to them. And they're like the ones that save her, like, right. Oh, grandma.
Like mom's upset, I need to go to grandma's.
Yes. And so basically that's how it is with them. The little one, Eviana, she calls me, mom, come pick me up. Mom, come pick me up. So of course I go pick her up.
Right.
And so, she's the one who stays with me most of the time. But yeah, I mean, I used to like staying with my grandma whenever I was younger. Mm-hmm. So I guess because I know how it is to stay with my grandparent, And basically raised by my grandparent as well. I don't push them to be, no, you're my child. You're going to stay with me. You're not
Right.
going to go to your grandma and grandpa's. Like, no.
Contradicts everything that Ash has said online. One, she has 20 plus CPS cases against her. She also admitted that her and her daughters do not have a typical mother-daughter relationship because she doesn't raise them and she sees them as like her sisters. So they have been in their grandparents' custody for a long time. They raised them. They're the one that take care of them. She also admitted to pulling her oldest daughter's hair because she was jealous of the relationship that she had with her father, which was Ash's first husband, and the affection that he was showing to her. So those young girls have been through a lot, and I'm glad that their grandparents are raising them. Talking about, when I get at the oldest one, she doesn't like that. No, the oldest one don't consider you her mama. So she don't respect nothing you saying because you don't run nothing over there but your mouth.
Okay. I get that. I personally I didn't grow up with, my grandparents are in Brazil, so I didn't have that relationship. But so tell me a little bit more about their dad. I feel like there's a lot going on the internet right now. You mentioned that the family is speaking out and trying to get clout.
Then Ash, you sitting up here looking like a provocative gremlin, and the rest of the people in the room, including the bop, got on sweatpants and a t-shirt, and that's how you rolled up in there. Have some decency and respect for yourself.
Why do you feel that way? Like, tell me a little bit more about their dad. I feel like there's a lot going on the internet right now. You mentioned that the family is speaking out and trying to get clout. Why do you feel that way? Like, what is the story, and why do you feel the family speaking out on it now?
Of course, and it's not only to him, but it's literally to my other exes as well. There's two more that I'm speaking of. Literally, like, as soon as my name started going across the internet and TikTok, of course, they started coming out with certain stories. Oh, I'm the kid's dad's friend. I'm the cousin. I'm the aunt, whatever. I guess like now they're trying to get the followers. They're trying to get this. They're trying to get that. But in reality, they weren't there for my kids like they should have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you genuinely believe that these people are coming out and telling the story to try and get fame and publicity, and it's not for closure?
Basically, because if they really want it to be a part of my kid's life, why not pick up the phone and say, hey, can I see the kids? My kids have not seen their dad's family since their dad's funeral.
And they haven't reached out at all?
They have not reached out.
They haven't texted your phone?
Have they texted y'all?
Is that something you guys desire? Like, do you desire to have a relationship with your dad's side of the family?
No, because I'm not close with them. And even if I was, it'd be kind of awkward because I've never been that close with them, like, since I was little, obviously. But ever since I grown up, they've never texted or nothing. And then once I found out about my dad, that's when they started coming and talking to us. And then after the funeral, nothing. Unfollowed us, everything, never talked to us.
They unfollowed you guys?
On Instagram, my cousins did. And they were the one who told us about the funeral and everything. And then after, they unfollowed us.
Could there be a possibility that the family's grieving and they're posting it online to try and get some closure? Because I feel like there are times where people come out about your dad and they say, horrible things. Maybe they're trying to come to the defense. Like, you don't think that could be a possibility, or trying to speak up for him since he's not here to speak up for himself? They're really just trying to get money out of this.
Honestly, I don't know what's their deal, but whatever it is, I mean, I don't know. I don't have nothing else to say about that.
Okay.
Just that they weren't in our life that much.
Y'all weren't in their life. So clock out. Don't try and clock in now.
This particular question was inappropriate. Their dad is a very sensitive subject for them. So I feel like I should have protected them from that and not had her prying into their personal life in that way. Because when Ash first found out, she laughed about it. And she's talking about, well, he wasn't there to wait for them like they should. Ash, you not there for them like you should. So go ahead and shh.
I get that. I feel like that could come off a little disrespectful, especially if you never knew them and all of a sudden they're like chirping. Like, I would be like, I guess. But I think there's a manner of phrasing it being like, oh, he just wants clout. Like, it just looked so bad. Like, I was like, oh God. I came up with
Also, when she's talking about they just want clout, Ash has been married 3 times. Her first husband was the children's father. Then she was married to 2 men that were in prison. And I believe that they were both in there for violent crimes. The man that she is currently married to, Noah Trevino, he actually shanked somebody until they were no longer on this earth and then went on a run. And she hasn't gotten a divorce from him yet. I believe she's working towards that process. But some of their family members have begun to speak out about Ash and her predatory ways because she has a thing for young men.
the list of questions that are family friendly, and there are some questions that you girls are not going to be able to be here for, but they're categorized. So your mother has.
They shouldn't be there for any part of this interview at all. They need to be at home with their grandparents.
All right. Have there been instances where your mother has expressed feelings of jealousy towards you, and how does that affect your relationship with her?
There's this video going around of my mom being jealous of me when I was little, having a better relationship with my dad than she did.
I mean, girl, that's his kid. That's his whole kid. Not you being jealous of a baby girl.
It's not that. It's just
She a daddy's girl. She said he better love me more than he Calm down. He was in the okay. He was in there making her. Okay, so he's gonna love her. Miss Girl was not. She was.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Okay, continue.
And then there's a lot of people saying that she's jealous of me because
How does that make you feel?
like, I don't know, there's like nothing to be jealous of. I mean, I am her daughter, and they say I look like her, so there's nothing much different from us. Not that I have more followers than her, maybe that's why.
Oh, so you think she's jealous of you because she has more followers? She clocked that shit so hard. She said, Mom, I don't like me because I'm outdoing her. I'm outdoing the doer.
You have something to say about that?
Oh, do I have?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, you know, I would have had over 1 million and something
Woulda,
followers.
coulda, shoulda, girl. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
But
She
then
got
they
a
did that
million.
mass unfollowing, and then they took my account. So of course,
You hear
but no,
that?
I
That
am
sounds
very. No, it does not. I am very proud of her though. Like I bought her a Gucci purse when for her was it 900K or 800K? Bought her a Gucci purse. Like what 15-year-old literally?
Not my ass. Barbies.
Exactly.
My Barbies didn't even have a Gucci purse.
Exactly. So it's like, you know, I'm not jealous of her. I'm blessed to be able to give her the life that I've always wanted as a little girl. And now that I can give it to her without
There could be, though, like, for example, I have a younger brother, and we grew up very differently. Like, I grew up in a very different financial situation than my brother. And there were times where, like, I as a sibling would just be envious of how it felt like my brother's life was a little bit easier than mine growing up because we're, like, almost 7 years apart. So it's like my parents' financial situation when I was growing up was very different than when my brother was growing up. So it could be, that could be a possibility where she didn't grow up like that. So seeing you grow up and it's a completely different situation. Of course, you always want better for your kids, but girl, don't let me little fun, you know.
Ash meant exactly what she said. But when they tell you the first time, take them at their word. She feels a certain type of way towards that little girl. It's sick and it's something that she needs to address. But the first step to changing is admitting it. And unfortunately, this isn't uncommon. You have some parents that mistreat the child, especially if they look like them, or when they can't get to the other parent, they'll use the child as a medium to take their anger out on them and mistreat them in a multitude of ways. And it's not fair. So people need to address their trauma instead of taking it out on the kid because that child didn't do nothing to you. You were the one that made the decision to have a child. It's not the other way around. And it's not something to be laughing about.
Taking accountability is where you first take the step up.
I mean, hey, the internet's going to say
Because
what
where
they
was your
want.
Gucci bag at 15?
You know what? I might have not had a Gucci bag, but I had their dad, okay? At 15, so.
What? Heck no. This where the interview should have been stopped. Because Ash, what the heck is wrong with you? Don't nobody want their daddy with you. Ain't no way. Ain't no freaking way.
We were dating at 14. I met their dad when I was a teenager. No, not that. No. I meant like I was already dating their dad. So I was with their dad at that age.
She said no.
No, I was 16.
She said you were getting
I was
down.
16. 16. Yes.
Yeah, they know too much of their mama's business. They need to stay in the child's place. It's one thing for you to know you a hoe. It's another thing for your kids to know. And I feel so sorry for them because one of the reasons why Ashley is moving the way she's moving is because she's trying to capture her youth because she had her children early. And she feels like something was taken away from her. So she's trying to live her best life now instead of her just accepting where she is and realizing that she has a responsibility of being a parent and raising her kid.
The mic to them. The girl with 1 million followers. What are some positive experiences you've had as a family due to your mother's online activities?
Like trips?
Yeah, like what are some things because of the social media presence that you guys have? What are some positive things that you've experienced because of it?
Well, we go on trips. Like we just got back from New York and New Jersey.
Okay.
Obviously, when we go shopping, we spend quite a bit of money.
Oh, because she liked to get down. Did she get Louis? First of all, girl, you know that in your TikTok shop, it says that like what you bought, and people are like, girl, that is off-brand Louis. Have you ever been caught with an off-brand bag?
No, I haven't, to be honest. Like, they literally think my Louis are fake. I can pull up the receipt right now if you want to see it. I can log into my Louis account right now.
Oh, she got an account.
I got a YSL account,
okay,
Gucci, and Louis.
Now, one of the accounts that I see she haven't mentioned is an Amazon account. Because, Ash, if you do have that, you can go on there and buy your kids a bed and not have a mattress on the floor. You splurging on the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Stop playing with her.
Exactly. Exactly. Who wants me to be their sugar mama? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Anyways, next question. How do you handle discussions with friends who are aware of your mother's online persona? Because I know that ain't easy.
Yeah. So when they found out about my mom, some people didn't like it, obviously. And one of my friends...
She said obviously.
One of my friends actually... There was a video about her and my mom talking to her. And...
your mom was talking to your friends?
Yeah, because she was on live and it got clipped.
Okay. And like she came in the room?
No, we were by the pool.
Okay.
And my mom was talking about her ex and telling her, like, girl advice, I guess. And people were saying in the comments of my friends.
Ex?
My friend has an ex.
How old's your friend?
My age.
How old
15.
Are you? She has an ex-boyfriend at 15. I'm scared. Okay, continue.
And she told me about the video and she was like, girl, I don't want this out. I didn't like it. I was like, oh, it's not my fault that my mom was live and it got clipped. And a lot of people don't like my mom going live, like getting clipped or anything, because I guess they're embarrassed of it for being our friends and stuff. I would say we lost a bit of friends.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
To be honest, there's nothing I can do about it.
But there is.
I mean, it sucks, yes. But at the end of the day, like, their friends shouldn't be around, because if I'm live, they even know. If I'm live, like, don't come in my room. Don't come in, like, unless I'm live with them and I'm like, hey, we're going to do a live. But even then, they don't like to be on camera.
Okay.
So, and like she said, what they clip is it's not in my control. They clip whatever they want. I can sit here and say something about you and they're going to get the bad part of it. And then they're going to make a whole TikTok and make me seem like I was like side-eyeing you or jealous of you or something. They're going to make something bad out of nothing, literally. So, I mean.
But you don't think that maybe like, oh, hey, mom, I'm having friends over. You don't, like, you would say no to them having friends over if you knew you were going to go live.
So their friends, some of them do not come over my house anymore.
Okay.
Just because the parents don't feel comfortable because my address is leaked.
Okay.
And so I totally agree with that. I understand that. There is some that still come over. And when I'm live, they know. So they stay out of the area where I am live.
So you don't feel
She's not taking the accountability that I feel she should take. If your kids' friends feel comfortable confiding in you, then you need to have the respect to offer them wisdom and correction and privacy, because they may not be able to have that conversation with anyone else in their life. Now, if it is something that is harmful to them, I do feel like you should alert the parent, because this is a very difficult time in these young girls' lives. Like, they're teenagers. They're going through a lot. Their body's changing, emotions, etc. And you have to keep that in mind. And of course, that young lady does not want her business shared with millions of people. For instance, this interview has over 7 million views. And that's why I feel a certain type of way about her children being there and them being asked simple questions like about their father or them having a bed. This can be content for them to be bullied with. And Ash isn't thinking about that. She could have paused that live, had the conversation, and got back on there.
like any sort of guilt or sadness that they've lost friends because of it, and they've expressed that?
No, because it's not even for that reason, to be honest. I feel like some of their friends are jealous because of the life that they have. They don't go to school anymore. They're homeschooled. They can just get up and leave, take a trip. And honestly, I mean, there's reasons why I pulled Haley out of school, because she wasn't talking to certain friends anymore also. Right. And it wasn't because of me. It was because of things that when you're a teenage girl, you and your friends fight.
Right.
So she just didn't like going because they were having a fallout or something. So, with that, she was just like, Mom, I don't want to go to school no more. Can you homeschool me? So I finally did it. Like, literally, like a couple weeks into school, I took her out. I said, well, I'm not going to have you miserable either. Right. And so I did what I could as a mom to protect her from them girls. Because if you're going to be a true friend, you're going to stay a friend through the bad, the good, the ugly, whatever.
Right.
And so for that, they're still young.
Even if she did say, she was like, I've lost friends because of my mom and what she does in the lives and stuff. So in my opinion, I feel like as a mom, I'd be like, damn, like, I'm sorry. Like, I would be like, I would want an apology from my mom and be like, look, I'm sorry if I've hurt your feelings. I'm sorry if I made you feel that way. But at some point, it's like, you would not be a topic of conversation with her friends if it wasn't for your online presence. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen. Like, if you worked a regular 9 to 5 in a regular job where it wasn't plastered all over social media and you weren't, granted, one of the most controversial people right now, there wouldn't be anything to fight about. Like, yeah, they're 16. Yeah, they're going through like hormonal shit and whatever, y'all. I don't know what happens at 16 anymore. Hopefully nothing crazy. But I would feel some sort of way, especially given that, she literally just said, like, yeah, like, they don't like coming around and they feel some way about what my mom says. And then to sit here and be like, oh no, like, it's not me at all. Like,
I did have a 9 to 5.
But this is the thing, Ash. Camilla is right, but she's also being a hypocrite at the same time. So Ash does need to take accountability from the standpoint of her behavior. She's infamous for being an inmate hopper. And it wasn't just because she was a prison wife. No, she's entertaining multiple men in prison and broadcasting this live for people to see. And then on top of that, she also had a nip slip with a teenager. That's embarrassing. And the only person she's thinking about is herself. Now, why did I say Camilla is a hypocrite? It's because, ma'am, you have your birthday suit exposed on live and engaging in explicit activities yourself, and you're not thinking about how this is going to affect your children, because the internet is forever. And I know OF says, oh, it's behind a paywall, but no, it's not behind a paywall, because people get the content, put it on Twitter and other sites for people to view for free. And so when her children go to school, they're going to look back. Some kids are going to pull up her past and be like, ain't this your mama? And then she also has a family of her own. She has a younger brother that's 16 years old in high school. And his sister is out here engaging in this type of stuff. Y'all probably like, oh no, the teenage boys don't care. Yes, they do. And best believe they're consuming their content. You just had an AMP member, Agent 00, talking about how teenage boys was showing up to his Airbnb trying to meet the Bop House girls. So she's affecting her family as well. You don't think your mother's and father's friends are side-eyeing them because of your behavior and the things that you doing online? So, ma'am, you just said selfish, but in a different way.
There has to be some accountability, though.
Yeah, I did have a 9 to 5.
And was this happening anyway?
It was still happening, yes. I've worked at my last job that I had. I worked there for 6.5 years. Up until December 23rd of this past December, 2024, I got fired.
Fired?
Yes.
For what?
The trolls from TikTok literally sent my owner a video of me showing my nip. Yes. Yes. So they fired me. And I just put that out there literally on TikTok because people were like, you don't know how to work. You don't have a job. You don't have this. You don't have that. Well, why do y'all think I wasn't coming on TikTok till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock my time? I had a 9 to 5. I worked.
Your boss saw your nipple.
Literally. And then somebody took a picture of me at my desk and posted it all over TikTok. One of the patients did.
Wait, where did you work?
I worked at a dental office in Arlington, Texas.
How did that even happen?
What?
The slip.
I was drunk on live with Santos.
There you go. Ma'am, you are not Jenny. That nip slip was intentional. You was online flirting with a teenage boy, Santo, and you was drunk. So take some accountability. And of course they sent it to your job. You think people are happy about your behavior? But guess what? If you would have been on your P's and Q's, they wouldn't have had nothing to send up there to your job and get you fired for. Also, it could have been a multitude of things because she's been on racist rants as well. Ashley got to do better.
Literally. I'm gonna do the walk of shame now.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
No, she not.
I'm ashamed for that.
No, you
because
not.
I regret ever meeting Santos.
Have you set any boundaries as her kids regarding to anything that's been shared publicly? If so, when were those boundaries established and what are they?
Okay, so like getting clipped. Obviously, walking into her room, I told her, let me know when you're on live. So I don't walk into her room and they clip me and post it because that's happened like twice already.
Mm-hmm.
And they zoom in on my face and then people make fun of me.
Okay.
And then there's times where I don't want her to talk about stuff about us because obviously people are going to clip it and then share it more online.
Do you think that maybe sometimes she can exploit situations to get views?
I'm going to be real, yeah.
Because that's the game. But that's your kid.
No, not with them.
She just said yes.
I don't do it with them.
Yes,
I mean,
you do.
I don't really like to talk about them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to my lives now, I tell them if y'all have anything to say about the kids, I'm not answering it. If anything, I protect them now. When they come in my room, I cover the camera. When they're around, I don't film them.
But have you done that in the past? Have you taken a situation and used it for views regarding the kids? Would you?
She lying. It's a clip right now that's going on online that occurred after this interview where she got mad because Haley was talking about the interview and asking questions on her live. And she had the young girl on speaker while she chastised her.
Did you feel like maybe she has done that ever?
Yeah, but not me, my sister. You've taken her when she was sick and you're begging for money.
When?
You said send the Galaxy to know about my baby girl's health when I was in the hospital.
Oh, that's because, that was like a while back though. But you weren't even in the hospital.
Yeah,
You were
but
just
no,
sick.
but I still didn't like that.
Yeah.
Cause
but
you,
we've already.
but you wanted my information out for a Galaxy.
I was
Literally,
playing.
G Money and everyone else, like Angelito, they could send you, they could send you a
Who's
Galaxy.
I don't have a follower.
What's his name then?
Stop saying it.
Oh, double T.
You sold her out for a Galaxy? You sold her out for a Galaxy?
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like
She's
that.
in the hospital talking about something. Give me a Galaxy if you want to know what's wrong with her.
She wasn't in the
Say
hospital.
sorry. Cry. Give her a hug and say sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Wow. How do you handle misinformation or rumors about your family online? And what would you say the most outrageous rumor has been? Question. Do you have beds?
Well, I don't live with my mom.
But at your mom's house?
No.
I'm going to Zelle you. I'm going to give you money for, I want a bed, 2 mattresses, 2 of them. I want a headboard and 2 nightstands. I'm going to order that before you leave this house today. And I'm going to insert the clip of the receipt.
There's a story behind that, okay?
Please tell me why your children don't have beds. Yes.
Because my mom was actually going to go look at a furniture store. Because I don't go anywhere publicly at all.
Because you're just that.
Literally. No, like I really don't. Like if I go out, I'm going to get noticed.
Yeah, no.
And if I don't have my security guard, I'm not going anywhere. My mom actually told me 2 weeks ago. She was like, or my dad said that. He told my mom to go to a furniture store and I would give him my card info because here's my card. I have money. But
yes, she's rich.
No, I'm not.
She can show you Louis.
But
receipts,
literally. But she never did that. So and then, I mean, like she said, she doesn't stay with me. I'm about to move because everything's just getting crazy. And so, and I don't have a guy to come build it, but hopefully I can get somebody to come build it.
I'll pay for it. Y'all are going to have 2 mattresses. You're going to have a whole 9. Okay. We're going to do a room makeover. I'm being for real. I'm going to insert the receipt.
Now, mind you, she, as y'all can see, no clip was inserted because she did not buy the bed. She didn't buy it. And her excuse was she didn't know what type of mattress they had. But ma'am, remember you was buying the mattress. You was buying the bed frame. You was buying the nightstand. You was buying all of that, giving them a makeover. So when you sent them out the room for this interview, you should have sent them there and had them pick out the bed that they wanted and bought it that day and sent it to the address. Because one thing that I absolutely dislike is when people play with kids. If you're going to do something for a child, do it. And to be honest with you, if her heart was in the right place, she wouldn't have even brought this question up. She would have asked them off camera and did it. That's how you move when you really want to help somebody. You ain't got to broadcast it to the world.
From IKEA, whatever you want. I'll let you pick it out.
Well, thank you. But
no, please.
It's like, I mean, at my mom's house, though, they have a bed. They have a bed. And actually.
But girl, you gotta have, come on.
No, listen. Okay, so when CPS did go to my house, So, this guy called CPS on me. Okay, I had a CPS case open. So, and also because of Santos.
Anyway, had bed?
She looked in the room. She said, she looked in the room and took a picture.
Of what?
Of their room. They have a mattress in there.
Okay, at least
yeah.
Okay.
But even then, when they stay over, this one sometimes sleeps with me or on the couch. That one sleeps on the couch, or she'll sleep on the mattress. So it's like,
question: is it because there's bed bugs?
No, that was like a beetle or something.
Yeah.
That was like a beetle or something. But again, what these people need to realize is I do live in a duplex.
Okay.
I have neighbors.
Okay.
So with that, there's going to be whatever they have does transfer over.
Ew.
But I mean, I don't have like roaches or anything. No. But again,
could there be potential bed bugs or is it just
no?
like
Like
beetles?
I haven't found any, but that was a beetle.
Okay.
But of course, people take one little thing,
right?
Let it be a flea on your leg, and they're going to say it's something else.
Well, even a flea's kind of gross.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, well, I don't have animals, but you know. It's like, and again, that's why I'm moving.
Okay.
Because my landlord just, I feel like for what I pay there, I can literally find a nice house somewhere. And I want a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. I already have my mindset on what I want.
Okay, period. And she got budget.
Literally.
You got budget.
Literally.
All right. Well, I'm shipping the beds. We'll get into CPS soon. Because I don't even know. Hold on now.
Yeah.
What was the moment you realized TikTok Live could be a full-time thing? And what was your biggest month on TikTok Live?
So, my thing, honestly, when their dad passed away, I started freaking out. I'm not going to lie, because I literally would make like $800 every 2 weeks at my job.
Okay, so $1,600.
Yes, I lived with my parents, okay? Even then, when I lived with my parents, they were saying my room was the porch because it was like an added on room. My parents' house, I'm actually making them a checkout. Literally, I'm making my parents a checkout and I'm going to give them money. I already have a number amount. I still have to get a little bit more for that, but I'm going to make them one of those huge checks to fix up their house. Because I asked my mom the other day, do you want me to give you money for a down payment or do you want me to have y'all fix up the house? She said, the house is paid off. We can fix it.
Okay.
I lived with them and I was living paycheck to paycheck, literally like penny to penny. And their dad passed away. I was depending on his child support. So when he ended up passing away, I met this girl that would battle. And so when she told me like, you know, hey, let's battle, I seen how I was making money. So I was like, oh my God, like, you know.
Who was it? Do you remember?
Yeah, her name is Jasmine.
Okay.
Yeah, she still battles till this day.
Okay.
And we're still friends. We still talk. And so I just started doing that. And I mean, I've been blessed since. And then like,
But how did it take off? What happened? What was the situation where this became a full-time thing?
it wasn't a full-time thing. Like I was doing it, yes, making money, but saving the money. And so until I got fired, December.
For showing your
Yes.
hoo-ha.
Yes. So when I got fired, I was like, you know what? This has to be my full-time thing now.
How did your parents feel about that?
The nip slip?
And being fired for it?
Um,
Because you were living at their house, right?
no.
Okay, you weren't living
I was already living on my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
But did they know about it?
they heard about it. Yeah. My mom wasn't happy. I'm not going to lie.
Or is she Latina?
Yeah. But she wasn't
You didn't
happy.
get your ass beat?
No, my parents don't. No.
My mother...
No.
Why don't?
And my dad, he was just like, you know, pray about it.
Okay.
You'll find something else. You know, God's not going to leave you without.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that's when you just started battling and making a lot. When was it like, wow, there's a lot of money in this? And what's the most you've ever made on TikTok Live?
So the most I've ever made on TikTok Live was $12,000.
In one sitting?
Yes.
In one live?
Yes.
How many hours?
Like 2.5.
You made 12 grand in 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
That Louis bag ain't fake, y'all. And her kids still don't have a bed. So what's that funny? Yeah. What's funny? Nothing's that funny when your kids don't have a damn bed.
Clocked her. She had all the excuses in the world as to why she ain't get her trifling behind up to go buy her kids a bed. The same way she went and got those Louis purses is the same way she could have went and got her daughter's bed. You know, I want them to have the life that I didn't have when I was growing up. Did your life include you not having a bed and your mattress being on the floor? Absolutely not. I don't go out without security. Okay, well, pick a random day. Call you a security guard and take your behind to the furniture store and order them some furniture. But see, the thing is this, the reason why she ain't tripping over the furniture is because her kids are guests at her house. They don't live there. And when they do come visit, the couch is open, or you can sleep with me, or you can go up in that room and sleep on that mattress on the floor. She making $12K in a day, but refuse to get her kids the appropriate living situation. It ain't cute. It ain't funny. It's just trifling. And before this, y'all notice she asked the kids, what was some of the most embarrassing moments? And then she brings this up, embarrassing them in front of over 5 million people, plus the people that took these clips and shared it. That's why I said those kids shouldn't have been up in that room.
Say that right now.
Oh, well, that's why they're enjoying the hotel bed. I'm just kidding.
That I paid for?
I'm just kidding.
How is the hotel bed, you guys? Is it good? Wonderful? You like having a nightstand?
Yeah, it's comfy.
No bed bugs?
No bed bugs.
Ew, period.
So the first thing they said when we walked in... No, the first thing they said when we walked in was, oh, and we each have our own bed. I said, no, y'all are sharing one bed. I take the other.
Oh, like you sleep.
They
Honestly,
get their
you
own
should-
bed and I sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
No. Really?
Yeah. Okay, do you think TikTok changed y'all's life for the better or for the worse?
So I was asked that question actually the other day by another influencer. And he said, would you wish your life was back to the way it was before TikTok? I can honestly say I've been blessed by TikTok because not only do I get paid with the battles, I get paid with the views, you know, like all that. And then the views on my videos I get paid with, and then like my subs and stuff. So I can honestly say it does. I mean, it's done good. But if I could go back to my life before, where nobody knew who I was, I liked it. I only had like 50 to like 100 views in my lives. And now there's like thousands of people that watch me.
Right.
And so, you know, I feel like I don't
Probably
like,
because they're waiting for another slip.
yeah, literally. And I don't like to go out in public because like I said, you know, people are like, oh, you're Trevino. That's Trevino. Like I've already got noticed here. Since
Different
I've been
state.
here.
She's international.
Domestic.
Yeah,
She's
literally.
domestic, actually.
They can say their own thing, but to me, like I said, it does have good and it's got its bad. But if I could go back to my normal where nobody knew me,
So keep the money, take away the fame.
literally,
Yo, just unfollow Trevino.
literally,
Make her not popular at all.
literally,
She hates it.
Cancel me. Y'all want to cancel me?
I feel like I'd rather go back to my old life. Yeah, we have money, and I mean, I don't like being online publicly. Like,
And yeah, I understand that.
yeah,
Especially you're so young.
yeah. And growing up, that's why I'm homeschooled too. In the beginning of school, people noticed my mom, and I got like in the cafeteria a lot of stares.
Mhm.
And so, if I could, I honestly would go back to my old life, to being a nobody to people, because that's when I was more confident, didn't care how I looked. And now, since I'm publicly, I've cared more about how I look, how I go out, and stuff.
Well, I think
She's being bullied about her weight and her looks. If she's 15, I believe her sister is 13. So this is a very sensitive period in her life, and it should not be broadcasted. With her mother being Trevino, she's not getting the support that she needs because her mother is so freaking selfish. And she's not really looking out for the best interests of her children, hence this interview.
you are beautiful, and I'm sorry that the internet has literally tore you down, because that's not how it should be. That's not what anyone deserves. I think that there's two extremes, right? Like, there's like Kim Kardashian, and then there's like the common, worker. I feel like you guys shouldn't take it so extreme either way. Like, there's a balance, and finding that balance, everyone's gonna be a lot happier. Don't isolate yourself. Like, you're beautiful, be confident, be true to who you are. Like, go out there and do whatever you want to do. Just because you're public doesn't mean that you can't go and follow your dreams, follow what you want to do, and be who you want to be. Like, don't let that hold you back, because I'll tell you one thing, nobody else is going to care about you more than you care about you. So don't let your mother's shenanigans stop you. And you're beautiful, and I think just definitely don't take it for granted either, because a lot of people would kill to be in your position, and a lot of people would kill to make that type of money. There is a balance, and you can find it. So hang in there, girl.
And shout outs to her. I agree with what she said. And also, ma'am, you could be whatever you want to be, but do not join that bop house.
What's the weirdest fan interaction you've ever had? You want to know how it smells?
Literally walking through the mall and you hear somebody just singing the song out loud. And then they're like, "As Santos, he knows smell well." And I'm like, oh my God, they know the song.
We know the song.
It's, oh my God.
We know the song.
I don't know.
Do you regret it?
I don't regret
It's a
it.
banger.
Yeah, I don't regret it. But if I didn't have to just pick that one name.
Santos. It could be anyone. You could just change it. Anyone. Who else? Who would you say? Who would you replace it with?
My guy's name, but I can't say his name on.
You have a guy.
Yes, I told you. Yes.
She got a man? They look disappointed. She said. Tell me about him.
They don't know much about him.
Go ahead.
I mean, he was kind of nice a little bit, because when she was doing something, I picked up the phone and I was like, my mom's not here right now, because she let me pick up the phone. And I was like, my mom's not here right now. And he was like, oh, do you need me to call me? Like, does she need to call me back later when she's not busy? And I was like, no, she's like heading down the hall right now, even though she really wasn't. And then she told me to go bring her the phone in the bathroom. But yeah.
That's nice. That's just common decency.
No, because most people really.
Who has your mother dated?
So he's sweet. He's respectful. That's what she's trying to tell you.
So you've dated disrespectful men, like, and they know, like.
Well, no, there was one guy, and I don't remember who it was, to be honest. I think it was actually my ex that I brought home from prison, Jesse. Yeah, it was him, actually. He called. So he called from prison, and literally, no, like she answered, and one of them answered, and they sounded just like me, and he was like, "Where's your mom?" And they were like, "Oh, hold on, she's coming." And so when I was coming to the phone, I was like, "Hey, hello," and he's like, "Don't be letting them answer the phone like that no more." Like, rude. And I'm like, bro, like, those are my kids. Like, if I'm not there.
Okay, but that's crazy work, because the fact that a man, I'm assuming this guy's a man, he's not 19. Yeah, no. Okay, period. We'll get into that later. A grown man, the fact that all he said was, "Oh, okay, let her, have her call me back, no worries." Please, that is the lowest of the lowest, bare minimum. That's not being nice. That's not me. That is human decency, respect. That is if I call your mom and you answer the phone and I'm like, oh hey, just have her call me back later. That's what everyone should say. Not having, oh, I don't know why your kids answer the phone.
Literally.
That's crazy. Like that's.
But to be honest,
we need to get you on Christian Mingle.
No, well, this one is actually a Christian.
Oh, okay.
And so he told me he is saving himself until marriage. So literally, I was like, bro,
you got a song about your noon and you think you're gonna last with a man that wants to save himself for marriage? No, be so for real.
No, but that's what I told him.
Why is the kid still in the room?
By my religion, like he hasn't dated a girl in 5 years either. Everybody thinks that. He's on my TikTok. He's always in my lives.
But there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe a bi man is what you need.
You want to know how it smells? Ask Max. He knows it smell well. I'm just kidding.
Hey, yo, chat, clip that?
Well, no, we haven't met, but we're actually planning a time for me to.
You haven't met?
No, only online. Like we FaceTime. Yes, we FaceTime. He just got a haircut.
There's no. Give her the mic. Give her the mic. You're cut off. That's your mother.
How do you know he's not using you for the clout and views? Because you haven't met him before your fame.
Let me show you and let me tell you.
Bro, no. Both of y'all need to be slapped on some serious stuff because ain't no freaking way. These kids should not be a part of this conversation. They should not know what's going on in your dating life. You have zero respect for yourself. You dating men that have no respect for you. Some of these men are dangerous. They've been in prison for violent crimes and you think that is cute and you bringing these people into your home and then you got them also talking to your kids. You drop from one relationship to the next. You have young girls. You got to do better. It's sad and it's disturbing because she refuses to grow up.
Max.
Clock it.
Literally.
Clock it.
No, because Max literally is not disrespectful. He does not care about the views. He does not care about the views. And whenever he is on live, he tells them,
no,
I'm not going to talk about it.
See how many galaxies and lions you get so he knows how much to ask you to pay.
No. Literally, he's one of my biggest gifters on TikTok.
So he's like a mini sugar daddy.
He's young, but he's younger than me.
he?
He's 23.
She likes young men. Most of the men that she has dated or been married to are younger than her, which lets me know that she low-key a predator. She doesn't want a man that's on her level because she wants to control them with her money. Because ain't no freaking way. 23. Ma'am, go seek help.
What?
Why not? Okay, wait.
He's one of my biggest gifters, and we've been talking since December.
So you're just going to date the biggest gifter? Who says he's a Christian that doesn't want to...
Yeah, we're going to save ourselves until marriage.
Ashley, stop playing with me.
No, I'm serious.
No, you're not.
Yes, when we meet, we're going to come back to this conversation.
No, call me.
And you're going to be like, so does he know how it smells? No, he don't. Wait till the wedding day.
Am I invited?
Yeah, you are. We're actually going to get married in Miami.
Jasmine even met this man. And she's talking about marriage. Her kids don't even know it. All they know is that he said he's going to wait on the phone for her to get there. You know the one thing I said about you before you got here? I said, Ash Trevino is like the car crash that never just thought, it just keeps going. And tell me that's not accurate.
Okay, but listen, you're thinking ahead.
You want to get married.
No. Okay, but
and I'm thinking ahead.
But
you're thinking about your kid's bedside table.
But I'm not going to introduce my kids to just anybody.
I agree.
So that's why they haven't met him.
But inmates, am I right?
No. Literally, they've only met 2.
They've met 2 inmates and not a Christian man that doesn't want to have sex with you before you're married.
Because I mean,
he doesn't live in the same state.
No, he actually lives in a different state.
Where?
Arizona.
Are you sure he's real?
He is. We FaceTime. If
Call
I was
him
to FaceTime
now. Call him right now.
Call
him right now.
Okay.
Let me say hello. Let me talk now. He has a heart by his name. Max.
What can I do?
Max. Are you real? Can I see your face?
I'm driving and you're at Apple CarPlay. Hold on.
Okay. Max, what's your ethnicity?
I'm Hispanic.
From
Mexico.
Okay, period. Okay, so are you and Ash Trevino in some sort of relationship?
Are we in some sort of relationship? We're not official right now, but we are talking.
You know she said she plans on marrying you in Miami?
We already discussed it.
You've already discussed this.
Yes, we're having Bean Dip Jr.
You haven't even met her children yet, who, by the way, don't have bedside tables and or beds. And you're her top gifter, so I think you should probably buy her kids, take her kids on a shopping spree or something.
You literally said you were going to do that.
Well, that's the thing. Once we're married, we could do that. I know, Camilla, I thought you could do it.
I'll take on that role, but
Okay, we'll take on until I get there in Miami.
are you using Ash for her money?
Am I using her for her money? Why would I be using someone for my money when I send them money?
That's it. All right. All right, Max.
Like, she can't keep things to herself. She's 36 years old, and she's laughing like a schoolgirl. Ma'am, you got kids. I hope she don't have no more.
He's a sugar daddy, Ash.
He even said our pretend.
He's 23,
Okay,
Ashley.
but still.
He's 23. I'm 22.
I'm not gonna say the word.
Ain't no freaking way. Then my girl says she 22. That's a hard 22. The 22-year-old is more mature than the 36-year-old.
Stop. And I didn't know he was Mexican when I first met him. I was so excited because I was like, he's not a Mexican. He's a white boy.
A train wreck that never stops wrecking.
No, this is the ending though, like literally. So we're about to like just full throttle it, and then it's gonna stop.
Give her the mic. She looks much about cry.
She does not look like
Give her
she's
the mic.
gonna cry.
Tell me how you really feel.
Honestly, sometimes I feel like it's weird for like girls to go for younger guys, but
You hear that?
it's weird for my mom. She's 36.
She said that loud. Proud. She said she's 36.
And she gets with people in their
Who are
20s.
19.
In Santos, he actually lied about his age. He said he was 22, but he's actually 19.
You see nothing wrong with that. Like, no, you don't see anything wrong with that. Your kid's over here. She's like, my mother is out here slinging that iron for a 19-year-old.
with anybody though.
But Santo knows how it smells.
Camilla?
Yeah.
They never did anything. That was just for a song. And
Clock that.
She's lying. That's what she told her kids, to assure them that she didn't do anything with that young man because they found it disgusting and she wanted to, save face. But she did have intercourse with him. This is a hard watch because they should not be having to deal with this type of stuff. They should not be taken apart in adult conversations involving their mom. Let these young girls be kids. And I think one of her daughters, they actually had a crush on Santos.
Yeah, she clocked my shit. She clocked it.
She said,
Camilla. She said, Camilla. They never did anything. Facts. Okay. I didn't see it. There was no video. There was nothing. I didn't see it. You weren't disgusted when you found out he was 19.
I did, and I was embarrassed because I was actually on live when it happened.
So this is Ashley Trevino live right now saying she admits and takes accountability, right? You are embarrassed for that. That made you feel embarrassed.
It made me feel embarrassed, ashamed. Like literally, I was like, that's why I say I wish I would have never met him. Because
But 23 is okay.
Literally, you're over 21. Yeah, you're
Okay.
We can go to the bar and you can buy me a drink. At my wedding, we can have an open bar and I ain't got to worry about you going to jail or me going to jail for drinking underage. Yes.
Okay. To each their own.
Literally.
I could never. 3, your brain isn't fully developed. You haven't experienced life enough to be able to withhold what I deem to be a marriage. Being the fact that you are 36 with 2 kids, like you have a very adult life.
Yeah.
And I feel like for someone that's 23 to enter that, or even any younger than that, even 25, 26, 27, like I feel like in these developmental stages in life, you don't need to be worried about someone, like not saying someone else's kids, because if you fall in love, you fall in love. But I feel like in my head, it's like, why would you go for someone who is underdeveloped?
So with that, I always
Because they are. Your brain does not fully develop till the age of 25.
But it's the thing though, right? She could be asking Camilla the same exact question. She's like, I would never. But ma'am, you have teenagers consuming your content and lusting over you. So what she's doing is also affecting young men's life as well.
But age to me is, I mean, literally, if you're over the age, you're an adult, you're going to be the one to tell yourself what to do at that point, you know? And he lives on his own. He doesn't live with his parents. He's already went to school.
Basic requirements, by the way.
Literally. Like, I mean, there's so much more I can say about him, but I don't want to put his business out there.
Right. But why do you think you go for young? Have you never tried a guy that's older or maybe in the same, at least 30?
Yeah. So a lot of my exes are 30. Like the guy that I'm about to divorce this month. He's actually...
You're married right now.
I am married.
You're currently married.
I'm currently married. I've been married since 2022.
You're currently married and you're planning a wedding right now with another man.
Mm-hmm. But the wedding's not going to happen tomorrow.
Not real.
This is what
this
you
is
wanted.
Not scripted.
This is
I
what
just need
you
everyone.
wanted.
This is not scripted.
You want the real.
Tell me how you feel, because I know you're waiting to say something.
Yeah, my mom is married.
Yeah, she married.
She's married. They're getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is awful.
You hate him? Not a good guy. Have you seen him?
Yeah, we've met him. We went to visits.
He's in prison. Why are you laughing? I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, they've only met him one time. I only took him to go visit him.
You shouldn't have went and had your kids visiting none of them men that you was messing with in prison. I think it passed. And this is the type of things that she exposes her daughters to without a care in the world. She goes after young men because she's a predator. She dates men in prison because she has control. That 23-year-old is not prepared for the responsibility that she's trying to put on his shoulders.
Why are you crying?
Because, girl, you are crazy! She married a man in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
This is her second marriage in
Right.
prison.
Oh my God.
You want to come? Y'all just come live with us.
Yes, please.
You just...
Yes, please. Well, they have 2 new members. Just kidding.
Girls, I think I have to end your segment here. Thank you so much. I need to talk to your mom about some things. Clearly,
You should have been in today's segment.
there's a lot to debrief here. And I'm not going to do what she does. I'll let y'all leave the room. Okay. I love
You're
you.
no better than her. You said that this was the family portion. It's not. You had adult topics and you're discussing it with young girls, which you shouldn't have felt comfortable doing. You're 22 years old. You should know better. I don't care if your frontal lobe is developed or not. You knew exactly what you were doing. You shamed her publicly and you shamed her in front of her kids, and Ashley's just too slow to pick up on what you were doing. But thank you for finally telling them to leave the room. I mean, we're 49 minutes into this hour and 6 minute and 32 second video, but thank you.
You guys, I promise. Hey, new bed on me. New room on me, okay? I pinky swear it.
Okay.
Your daughters are amazing.
They are. I love them.
They're very sweet. They're very smart.
They've been the reason why I'm still here today.
They are incredible.
Without them, I can guarantee you.
Santos was caught licking your rose on live. What the were you doing with that toy?
Nothing.
So he just wanted...
I just had it sitting right there the night that he came over.
Right. Is this the same night you were drunk? Or is it a different
No.
night?
That was
Okay.
actually the last time that he ever came over my house.
And he licked... Why did he do that?
Because Santos is a freak. Santos sleeps with everybody.
Did he sleep with you?
Am I supposed to answer that
Yes.
truthfully?
Yes.
Truthfully.
Yes. Did Santos sleep with you? Did you sleep with Santos, actually?
I need alcohol. No, I'm just kidding.
Does it need to have penetration, but did you do stuff with Santos? To where he would feel it's appropriate to lick your rose? Perhaps he's been there down there before.
So, yes, we have done stuff.
Okay.
Twice.
Twice.
2 separate occasions.
With a 19-year-old boy.
I didn't know he was 19 at the time.
So this is before you knew.
Yes.
Claimed before you knew.
Literally. Like, we did it twice, and it was literally before Christmas, so...
That's disgusting.
It is. I regret it.
I'm disgusted
I'm disgusted in
disappointed in you.
myself.
I'm disappointed in you.
That is freaking gross.
I agree. We can agree on that.
Literally.
She's lying. I don't believe it was just twice. I believe she was with that young man multiple times. And I don't think she's as disgusted as she's pretending to be. Because, ma'am, you should be doing research on these people that you have around you. And making sure you're aware of what's going on at all times because you have children. You said that young man slept with multiple people and he a freak. You have a 15 and 13-year-old daughter. Anything could have happened to them with him being in their presence. You got to do better.
If you got 2 legs, yeah.
The internet thinks you're still getting with teenage boys. What's the truth?
So I'm not. I don't, like I said.
Guys, they're not in their teens. They're in their early
Literally.
20s.
Literally, they're
Early
already out of
20s.
their teen years.
Yeah. They're not children. They're adolescents.
Quit making it sound so bad.
It is bad.
And as always, you all, remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and stay blessed.